There have been a lot of changes in response to the pandemic, including updated safety protocols and new safeguards for personnel. But Miami-Dade's fleet department has risen to the challenge.
The Internal Service Department, we call it ISD, the Fleet Management Division, we have kind of a large portfolio, I guess you would say. We we have two sides of it. We have a fueling side where we operate 29 fueling facilities that dispense both diesel and unleaded fuel. Um, we service about 12,000 vehicles because not only do we service vehicles here in Miami-Dade County, we also have interlocal agreements with various municipalities like City of Miami, Miami Gardens, that we provide fuel to their police departments. On the maintenance side, even though we have a larger footprint in the county where we have transit and we have water and sewer that maintain their own vehicles, we service about 8,800 vehicles or 8,800 vehicles. And they range from police vehicles to public works to solid waste where we do garbage trucks. We even work on large scale construction equipment like bulldozers and cranes. So we have a very diverse types of fleet that we work on. We have approximately 260 budgeted positions, of which 230 are filled. So we have on the production side, I would say anywhere between 180, 190 mechanic positions that are the actual wrench turners that are specialists that either deal with light fleet or they deal with the heavy fleet. And then we have administrative staff of pockets of administrative that deal either with procurement, with fuel. We have a group that deals with safety. So there's a lot of initiatives that allow these mechanics to do their job, or a lot of behind the scenes type operations. We are all considered essential workers. So in my mind, and I came from a law enforcement background, my guys, if there's a hurricane, my guys have to go out there and they have to be there to support not only police, but also solid waste pre and post storm event. Now kind of switching gears, talking about COVID, COVID is, in a sense, is very similar to the way we respond to these other types of incidents like hurricanes and stuff like that, because we're all still considered essential. We have a group of folks that are working remoting from home because they are working administrative capacities. And then the lion's share of my staff is still out in the shops, and they're still handling the vehicles that come in from police, from solid waste, because they're still fully functioning. They still have to stay on the road. They still have to respond to calls. So I think some of the challenges that we kind of talked about previously is, one, is safeguarding the personnel. Unfortunately, with COVID, there's been a lot of changes of what the safety protocols have to be, whether you should wear a mask or you shouldn't wear a mask, where even recently, neck gaiters. Neck gaiters were fine a month ago. Then Duke University did a study and they said, no, they're not. They're actually just as bad as not wearing anything. So now we're going through the efforts of changing the masks that we distribute out to staff, getting them now proper cloth masks that they can reuse and wash and that are a lot safer. Then when you're talking about just the physical barriers that we had to deal with to find for the staff, then we were talking about the policies we had to institute. Before, we used to have customers come in, drop off their cars, talk to our guys. Now we've limited to where we have triage centers where outside the actual physical shop, where if a customer comes up or one of our other departments come up, we will have somebody come out who's donned with mask, face shield, and things of that nature that will greet them from socially distanced, have them pencil in what they want. They take the keys, they disinfect the keys, and then they'll take the car and bring it into the bays. Then it goes into, so with that, we had to change a lot of our policies. Then it was the issue of finding the right chemicals to do sanitation efforts, because every vehicle we bring in, we're sanitizing those vehicles before the guys even work on them. Parts that get delivered, we're sanitizing that out of abundance of caution, because even we had a scare where a local vendor had a parts delivery person who came in and hit a bunch of our shops. A couple days later, tested positive for COVID. Then you're bringing in an outside vendor to do disinfectant of the location. So there's a lot more challenges than we were, I think anyone was accustomed to. But we're still rising to the challenge and dealing with it.